everybody and welcome back to the chateau. Sun is out after a torrential rainstorm. So there's stuff going on out here that I've got to get done while the sun's out, and then before the rain comes again, I need to get some stuff done inside. I need to find loads of stuff which I need for my party, but a friend of mine needs to use lots of it for their wedding, and it also clears one of the rooms, which is really helpful. And it also means I'm not going to go and buy stuff that I might well have, which is, as we've ascertained, something I seem to do a lot because I can't find anything. So I need to get some of that stuff done, and let's see what little treasures we find, because I think there's a few. Right, what have we got? Yes! Geraniums! So I want to get those planted so they can sort of get bigger, healthier, ready for looking good for the party. Well, that's a start. So I've done the pots always on this side, I'll do this side, I'll do those pots that way. There's plenty more, but that'll give a nice bit of colour when I'm arriving. And actually, do you know what? Here's a good example. Everyone always says have volunteers. And I had some friends stay, cut all this grass, and it was quite long, so there's grass everywhere. And I went out, I left them here, and they were just trying to be helpful, so they raked it up into piles, which now means I have to pick that up and physically remove it, whereas before, if it was left on the grass, I was going to mow again and again and again, which would have mulched it all up. So sometimes, even with the best intentions, people actually make a bit more work for you than you had envisaged, because they wouldn't do things your way. And that is always the problem with having volunteers and helpers. That is exactly why I don't have lots of help in. Now, loads of you have said, oh, Billy and everyone can come and help. You wouldn't walk into your friends that worked in Tesco's or a supermarket and say, by the way, everyone can come down, because they're paid. Billy's paying people to work there. They're not volunteers. And yes, they do have some spare time, and they do always help me out. So while I really do appreciate people leaving those comments and on Billy's channel, they do help me a lot. They have got their own stuff going on, I have my own stuff going on, and when I desperately need it, they will be there. But in the meantime, I can get on with it myself, and at the moment I'm putting in flowers, because what I seem to be, which I quite enjoy for some reason, I do seem at the moment to be triggering the entire internet, because I'm not doing things in a way that you at home would do it. Well, that's because that's just the way life goes. There are things that have to be done in a certain order, because you've got to work with the time that you've got available and seasons. So no, I'm not going to be finishing off certain things when it's sunny and I've got a party to do, which aren't necessary for the party, in the same way as I'd love it to look way better out here before I started planting things. But I need these to start growing while I'm doing the other stuff. So things do get done in a roundabout way based on timescales. So hope that's explained that, and I'm going to get on with planting these so this looks pretty and they can grow away while I'm doing everything else. With the return of the hot weather, and of course, a reminder was when I was off camping at Le Mans the other day, is it how difficult it is to stay hydrated. And what I end up with are bottles of water everywhere, because I absolutely hate the taste of tap water, and to be honest, I never really trust it based on old pipes. So today's video sponsor is something I'm actually very, very interested in, as only things I'm interested in actually end up with a sponsored video. I've got this from a company called Water Drop, and it's a desktop water filter, but you can also put that into the door of a fridge, which is something I'm very, very interested in, because it means not only will I save buying lots of bottles of spring water, which of course then ends up with huge amounts of recycling, and of course a cost, but it's something I can keep in the fridge and just top up as we go. So this is the filter and pump. So we just go like that. Nice and simple. That's that. So the filter will actually last about 3 months or 200 gallons. The battery in it will last up to a month, and it reduces all sorts of things which are found in water, microplastics, about 30 different substances. So it's a really good filter. Plus, this one's portable, which means you can actually take it out of the fridge and take it to places where you're working to get a nice, fresh and cold drink. There is a link in the description below this video, and that will give you 20% off for this Prime Day coming if you're interested in this water filter or any of the other water filters Waterdrop do. So take a look at that link, and thank you so much to Waterdrop for sponsoring this video. This bit is all planted and soils all had fertiliser. They will all grow and bunch up, so the entire point, why spend loads and loads of money doing all of these pots when if you put one strong plant in early and let it grow, I don't need it to look fantastic immediately, and they will bunch up, grow well, and then they will look fantastic. I haven't managed those ones there because I've run out of extra soil to top up after I've emptied. I've done a couple of them. So that's all sorted, looking good. I do have to just move that blue hydrangea out of that pot, and I think I might put that in one of the pots inside. However, this is done. The rain is possibly coming again, and I need to get inside the house. Right, a complete change of plan because I've got someone that is going to come and give me a hand with a Herculean task, but a very important one. This tree. So literally, this is right in the middle of the event space. You literally, well, I think last year, and lots of years, under this bit of tree is where the food tent went. All sorts of stuff went over there. It's literally, it's completely in the way. You can't have that here. But it is a monumental task because it is not small, as we can see. So what I need to do is I need to start getting an area here where I can start piling up the longer stuff, which will go either through the wood chipper if I can fix it, or to the recycling centre to get rid of garden waste, and then my friend and I can start getting into the stuff which will then be logged, split and stacked. But let's get to it because I really want this to look beautiful. Getting somewhere, although not particularly much, but getting into this corner. Managed to get myself all the stuff that was in here cut back so I can actually get into here. So what I'm doing is I'm chucking stuff that's long enough size, ready to split and stack. Stuff that's going to go through the wood chipper is going over there. And before anyone asks, why am I putting it all the way over there? Well, because all of this really long grass in here needs to recover as quickly as possible. The grass over there is already good, so I'm keeping this space clear to be able to work on it and get this looking good, and that will recover quite quickly anyway. So, let's get on with it. Right, well, I had a lot of help today from Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. And ta-da! Always looks worse before it gets better, but actually it's not looking worse because I can see all the way through. So what was an entire tree is not. And that very, very, very dangerous bit, which was likely to spring back up, which is why I've never tackled this by myself. I've always waited till I had help. Well, so it's I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, and we're going to have to get over there onto the other land with a 4x4 and a winch and see if we can pull that back down. And, well, there is actually more to do as well, because apart from getting everything cut back and these banks trimmed, all of that land, which looks rather forgotten and left, is going to be a camping area. We can't actually get in that at the moment because there are 2 trees blocking that way, along with one that's already been cut a little bit. So there's still quite a bit to do, but whew, that's made a real dent. So that's as far as I can get today. So it's definitely time for a shower, remove tons of sawdust from my hair, shoes, pockets, and tomorrow this sort of can get going, so can the other trees, and then of course everything can start getting cut back and everything can start getting ready for that party well in advance, I hope. Thanks for watching, see you tomorrow.